Howdy, 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 my beautiful Virgo. How are you doing today, darling? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for September, Virgo. See what's going to be happening in your life. In the top right-hand corner of your screen, Virgo, you'll see a link to my monthly pick a card tarot reading for September. Be sure to check that out and let me know in the comments below how my readings resonate and help you out. Also, when you are consuming tarot readings on YouTube or anywhere, Virgo, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus sign. Be sure to check out more than just your one zodiac sign to understand. And let's begin your tarot reading here today, Virgo. See what's going to be happening for you. If you enjoy this, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe because it really helps me out here. Knight of Cups is the starting energy here. Ooh, all right here, Virgo. All right, Knight of Cups. This represents a message of where something is about to be coming forward to you. All right, Cups can represent opportunities, Virgo. All right, an opportunity coming forward for you, and it's up to you to decide of what you do with that opportunity. Also, the Knights or Court cards in general talk about people coming forward with some type of offer here. Let's expound on this a little bit here. King of Swords coming in here with the Justice card stepping in as well. Back of the deck energy as well is the Two of Cups, Virgo. All right, so definitely I can very confidently be saying I don't attach emotions to my readings. So whether it's romantic, platonic, business related, Virgo, that's y'all's business here. But for whatever the case is, y'all are going to be ending September and going into October with a new connection, Virgo. I feel that very confidently here. This new connection coming forward to you is someone who is extremely intelligent. All right, Justice energy here, someone extremely intelligent, very complimentary of some type of problem that you might be dealing with here. All right, with that King of Swords energy, this is someone that's extremely intelligent, that has this sense of like they have an answer, they know what it is that they can, like some type of clarity here, Virgo. With that Two of Cups, where they're just like, hey, I have an answer to your problems, I know how we can make justice happen here. If you're dealing with like some type of court case, or you know, talking to a lawyer or something like that, a very positive message here. But accept some help coming forward to you in the coming days, Virgo. You can trust this energy. Very, very intelligent. For the other side, all right, not making this about people, Virgo, because not everything is about social things. I feel like for you, Virgo, your intelligence right now is going to be attracting people in your life. All right, so while not everything about this is social here, Virgo, I still have to acknowledge the cards for what they represent. But it's the sense of where your intelligence is attracting people, your intelligence is bringing forth opportunities, but those opportunities come in the shapes of people, come in the shapes of connections. All right, so I am going to be saying it, Virgo. Yes, darling, you're going to be needing to network. You're going to be needing to put an extra effort into communicating with people, seeing what they're about here. All right, because there's definitely this sense of where it's like your aura, your energy, Virgo, it's attractive. It exudes a sense of intelligence that people want to be around. They want to be part of what it is that you're doing. All right, what it is that you are doing is real. Like what are you doing, Virgo? Let's get a card on that in specific here. Ace of Swords, and then in the back of the deck is the Hierophant energy. Okay, darling. So what it is that you're doing is you're starting to get your life together, darling. You're starting to get your life together and starting to take action on inspiration here. Even if you feel like your life isn't together, Virgo, it doesn't matter if you don't feel like your life is together. You're still exuding this energy of having your life together and people wanting to be part of this process. I feel like people are really inspired by you, Virgo. People really appreciate your intelligence here. But definitely with this Hierophant energy, take note that they're not alone here. All right, Virgo, there is this direct message here of where y'all need to pay attention to who is coming in your path in the coming days here, because I do feel like they are in some correlation with, like, in some relation towards like some type of like interest that you personally also have, especially if you're joining like some type of community, Virgo, or what have you here. Like, it's really attracting a certain type of crowd that really balances the scales in your life here. Like, I don't know how else to express this, but it does feel as if this next situation coming in here really balances things out. We have the Five of Cups coming in here with the Ten of Swords and then the King of Pentacles. I see you. It's interesting here, Virgo. You are making lemonade out of lemons here. You're making lemonades out of lemon here, out of lemons rather. This is like, to me, like you guys are coming in out of from a heavy place, probably why you're feeling a little bit antisocial, because you have come from a pretty heavy place recently. Something like either someone or something really disappointed you, and like your path is now having to just be readjusted here. I feel like you're having to just like make the best of your situation, and it's definitely working here. All right, Virgo, I don't want you to be dissuaded by like how things have been working out for you up until this point. All right, but I also want to be stressing to you where it's like, this is not the time to be shutting down. This is not the time to be becoming like a hermit. This is a time for you to allow this new sense of redirection from whatever disappointment that's recently happened for you, Virgo. Be like, all right, I see you needing to be like, all right, this is going to redirect me into this new path here, and this new path that's going to introduce you to some type of Knight of Cups that helps brings balance into your life here. All right, Virgo. And there's this sense that I feel like you guys really need to acknowledge, Virgo, of the energy that you put out in the world, because it's like by you not really appreciating the energy that you put out to the world, how you come off to other people, that really limits you and how you're able to, how spirit's really trying to help you ultimately here, because spirit comes forth and bringing blessings to you, but it's not always the case of where it's like being brought to you on a silver platter. Sometimes spirit has to work through other people to help bring balance into your life. So that can come in the shape of like spirit making sure that you cross paths with the right person that becomes like a mentor in your life here. All right, I do get major soulmate, especially with this Hierophant energy here as well. I get major soulmate or twin flame energy with this, and I want to be stressing this message as well, Virgo, of where it's like, just because something's a twin flame or a soulmate does not mean it's romantic whatsoever. I know that's a hard pill for some people to swallow, that you know, soul connections are not all just like lovey-dovey romance. But what I mean by like a soul connection, a soul mate coming in here, is like, this is something that was destined to be part of your path at some point in time, Virgo, and now seems to be the time that spirit's starting to align your path with this person, because they're coming in. Like, I get a message here where it's like some person comes in at the perfect time in your life, Virgo, to help support you, to help build with you here, to help you, since you dealt with some type of previous disappointment. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you had a humbling experience when it comes to a relationship, right? Where you had to, like, you are left with having to move on without a situation here. Spirit is bringing forth someone in your life, Virgo, to assist you on this journey here, to help you consider other options. Seven of Cups here with the Six of Wands. I feel whatever redirection that you've had to experience in your life, while it is disappointing, this redirection, disappointing and painful, right? I feel like you invested quite a bit with that situation there, a lot of emotion, a lot of time, money, perhaps. While it sucks, it's very sobering. You can understand, Virgo, that, you know, with this redirection here, with this completion of whatever it is that you were investing into, Six of Wands is my favorite card in the deck, because this is the card of fame and fortune, Virgo. And so I'm not saying that you're going to be famous and full of riches and what have you, but in this dynamic here, it's like you ran into a brick wall on your current obstacle, on your current path, right? Some disappointment, some type of complication happened. By you changing courses, that's how things pick up for you beautifully. Seven of Cups, Six of Wands here. This is a direct message, Virgo, of where it's telling you, where it's like, if you consider other options, it's extremely successful. So don't get too beaten down by the initial disappointment, by the initial brick on the wall here that you had to deal with, because the other options being that Knight of Cups, King of Swords energy with that Justice energy here, is the other option here. And so, for example, Virgo, maybe you just dealt with like a really shitty situation with your family or in the work or something, what have you. Because I do feel as if on some level you're just like turned off from being too open to connections, or turned off, which is understandable, or being too turned off from like getting back up on that horse after you had that initial disappointment. Maybe you tried to get a business off the ground, it didn't pick up or in the way that you wanted to, and it was like a tough pill for you to swallow. It was pretty painful, right? I feel like it took away a little bit of your faith, a little bit of hope. It, like, while you are still standing and breathing, Virgo, something really impacted you more than I feel like you like to admit. Queen of Swords energy in the back of the deck here. It made you a little bit more cynical, made you lose hope about life. Maybe even on some level, Virgo, I feel like you're a little less hopeful about your future, or hopeful about like tarot readings, for example, right? Anytime like tarot reader has like a positive message, you're just like, yeah, whatever, that's not my story, right? It's for another Virgo. You might feel like as if you're like cursed or whatever. Like, I feel like it was a very sobering moment that, and it's okay. Like, I feel like it's like a tough pill to swallow that's very sobering. You still might be trying to come to terms with it here, but once you take that moment, lick your wounds, change courses here. Six of Wands with the Seven of Cups. I cannot express to you like how powerful this message is. I'll use an analogy, Virgo. Let's say this is for me, right? Let's say for me, this is like for tarot, where I'm just like, man, like tarot just isn't working out. Like it's not able to support me, da 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 da. All right. If something happened, right? And then I give up on doing tarot, and then I decide to experiment with like podcasting. And podcasting in this type of dynamic here, me doing a podcast by logic with these cards would be extremely successful. And so that's why you can't base what you consider like, that's why you can't dismiss what's going to be coming towards you, whether this is opportunity or people, Virgo. You can't dismiss what's coming towards you and reference it from what it was like in the past, you know, saying it's like, oh, tarot didn't work out for me, so I shouldn't be trying to use my voice for anything, right? You can't have that energy, because then you are limiting that opportunity of where podcasting would be really successful. So this is about people, where it's just like, man, like you had a sobering moment with people, like a friendship, where you're just like, man, I really thought you were going to be my ride or die. You can't turn yourself off from other friendships and the connect in the future, because they're vastly different from what you dealt with in the past here. Vastly different. That's why you have that Justice card that came in early on, saying like, this is what brings things into balance in your life here. It's not an imbalance. It's justice is working in your favor. You have these two cards here, which again, I really just can't stress enough of like how powerful this message is, Virgo, for anyone that is deciding whether it's through YouTube or whether it's like any type of redirection. It doesn't matter, Virgo. It's going to be successful. And that's why I felt this need. I was trying to understand earlier where I felt this need of like having you to understand like the energy that you put out in this world, Virgo, because it's like, if you don't appreciate the energy that you put out into this world, I can understand why you would want to quit. I can understand why you would start internalizing and be like, oh, it's something with me that I need to work on before. It's like, that's what it is, Virgo. If you were just like, whatever past disappointment, we don't need to give a name to it. Whatever happened, you might answer this disappointment with that Ten of Swords, where you're just like, oh, okay, this happened here. That's a sign that I need to do more shadow work. I need to work on myself for X, Y, and Z reason. While that's a very mature and responsible way of looking at it, Virgo, that's an energy that sometimes, if it's not coming in from a balanced place, so where you're able to look at yourself objectively without being too critical, sometimes it's not your fault. You know, sometimes the situation just doesn't work out because it just doesn't work out. And so you keep that same high energy for yourself, where you know yourself, you know what it is that what value you put out there, and you take that to something else. All right. It's not you that's the problem. All right. We don't need to understand why the problem is there, because it literally doesn't do anything for our journey here. Right, Virgo? You just need to understand that you just need to keep going forward. You need to try something else, because that's what's going to be extremely successful for you. You need to remain open. As hard as it's going to be right now for you, Virgo, you need to be as remaining as open, as optimistic as possible. All right. Magician energy, because magic is in the works here. Things are being created here, Virgo. All right. The magician always has the universe working in their favor. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that, Virgo, when we're dealing with some sobering, tough love, is that it's still constantly working in our favor. So keep your head above water. Understand what it is, why it is it's happening for you. All right. Because Queen of Wands, I see you being able to express yourself more. I see you feeling a lot more free in the coming days, should you consider other options, Virgo. You can't be afraid of being burned, right? The Queen of Wands is the only card that isn't protected by the salamander in symbology, right? Which the salamander represents the immunity of fire. You can't always be afraid of, like, you can't avoid pain by not doing anything. I mean, you can, but then you never get to enjoy anything either, because you're always avoiding pain. We have the Four of Swords. take your moment to lick your wounds, Virgo. Don't stress yourself out feeling like you need to do everything today. All right. But understand, once you deal with like the pain, once you lick your wounds for a little bit, you know, with that 10 of swords, 5 of cups, reposition your focus and get back on that horse and keep going. Because understand, Virgo, that not everything that happens that doesn't work out is a mark against you. Sometimes things just do not work out. Keep your head above water. Understand that you are not the problem. All right. So let's get into your oracle cards today, Virgo. See what messages our oracle cards have. We're going to start with the animal oracle card. You have the spider card coming in. Trust your creative spark that you're feeling and express it through creative writing or yeah, through writing that inspire, right? So this is definitely a message here, Virgo, where it's important for you to still like have your art be seen. This is important for you to understand that you inspire people, and so you continue to create, even if the last thing you created didn't get the results that you wanted, right? You know, for example, if I quit after I uploaded a tarot reading that didn't perform that well, you know, that would be such a disservice to all the other future videos that I would upload that would help out so many people. For example, conclusions are within reach. Full moon and eclipse. I don't feel like you fully understand, Virgo. Like, I get this sense of like you have a problem sometimes with catastrophizing things, meaning that you sometimes will have a habit of like making things feel more, or things sometimes feel a lot worse than they actually are. Understand that this is just simply a bump on the road. Things, you know, I truly do feel for you, Virgo, that you're not, well, yes, I understand this sense of you being tired. Understand this next portion of your journey, whatever it is that you're approaching that's new, it's not as long or as tough of a journey that I think some of y'all are psyching yourself out to be here. You have the first quarter moon. Be humble, Virgo. All right. So I feel like this is really just like a humbling, sobering moment for you. Sometimes we always have them. Not to say that you're egotistical, Virgo, but there is like a time and place where you have to understand that sometimes things just do not work out, and no one has to be the problem. Not you, not the other person. Sometimes just things simply don't work out. A higher view, number 41, equaling to 5. I feel as if spirit is trying to communicate to you through animals. All right. I also wouldn't be surprised. Pay attention to your dreams at this time. I do get like a very specific impression here of where some of you guys might be having some type of astral projection experience here in the coming days. All right. So take that as you will. I've never gotten a message like that before, but I feel as if some of you guys are about to be going on some type of astral projection experience or spiritual journey in like your next meditation or something. Your mantra for today, Virgo, is I always trust, very fitting. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. That's your mantra for this week here, Virgo, is that you always understand that you trust that the universe is guiding you. Trust the direction that they're taking you on. All right. Just because you deal with that initial disappointment doesn't mean that they're not with you. All right. This is just a simple bump on the road, darling. All right. They're actively guiding you at this time, Virgo. So I love you so much, darling. Thank you so much for this privilege. Be sure to check out my monthly pick a card reading. Let me know how this tarot reading helps you out, and give this video a like and subscribe because it helps me out, darling. So I love you so much, Virgo. And until next time, bye, darling.